It's time to dad.
Hey guys, welcome back to Time to Dad. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Nick. I'm here with Luke, Chris, and Brian. And tonight we are going to just chit chat about all things summer. Anybody got anything in particular they want to kick us off with?
I can tell you now, we just put it in the outdoor kitchen, so backyard barbecue is going to be top of the agenda for me. One thing I didn't figure out is we screened in our lanai, and that thing keeps all the damn smoke in. And I opted out of the extractor fan, so now we've got to keep the burn door open to funnel the smoke in.
All right. Well, you have an outdoor kitchen, so you're batting 1,000 past me.
Well, when it's an outdoor kitchen, it's a grill with a counter.
Wow.
And a fridge.
I was going to say, did you put in one of those fancy, like, stoned kitchens with the, $1 million backyard?
Not $1 million backyard, but we've got a nice little granite countertop, pull-out trash, little underbar fridge, and then a nice grill. So
do you have the pool? Do you have the pool beside to finish it off?
The pool was there already. We got the pool already. So.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So we needed to add the outdoor barbecue for summer living, man. We're in Florida.
We had a pool, an above ground pool when we were a kid. I think it was like 30 feet across. And after like watching my dad just like religiously clean that thing every season and in between uses, I was like, man, a pool is not for me when I get older. Just maintenance.
The amount of chemicals and time and energy and pools are a nightmare. They're great, but they're a nightmare.
That's why lots of people make money taking care of other people's pools, right?
Also, one thing along our fence, because we're in a new construction area, we had to do landscaping, and they had us put in crepe myrtles. And they were very nice. They decided not to charge us, even though we were forced to put it all in. And I realized today why they didn't charge us, because I had to get the pool net and all the little white flowers.
Oh, yeah, those little petals. Yeah.
All over that pool. And it's been like an hour cleaning them out. I was like, come on.
Nice. That's
my family never had a pool, but one of my neighbors did growing up, and they would invite all the neighborhood kids over all the time. And it was literally like, you'd call them up at 2:00 in the afternoon, any day in the summer, and say, hey, is the pool open? And they'd say, yep, come on over. And so, all the neighbor kids would just go to that pool. So even though we didn't have one, it was, I definitely think of pools when it comes to summertime as a young kid. That was life for sure.
Because you know that you're the house with the pool, you're the cool family, and all the kids are coming there. But you got to know that at 2 a.m, your neighbors are skinny dipping in your pool.
Yo,
we're like few houses away from the clubhouse, and that has a big ass pool with all the amenities and the gym and the showers and all that. So we're pretty safe on that.
I was going to say,
and we got a big 6-foot fence all around, so no one knows we have a pool.
Nice. No, we had, speaking of all the neighbors coming over at 2 a.m., it was above ground, so it had, you have to have a fence around your pool, blah, blah, so nobody drowns, but it had a ladder that flipped down and locks. And so my parents found out the neighbors were getting in it at night, so they started locking that ladder, and the damn neighbors started taking the friggin' fence rails off at night to get in the pool. It was friggin' ridiculous. I don't know why I remember that, because that was like the first house we lived in when I was a kid, and I was pretty young, but I like vividly remember my parents talking about that.
I've never been worried about looking at the pool, see if anyone's using it, but I mean, our bedroom's right on the pool, so I figured we'd share it if someone was in there.
That's funny.
And my neighbors are all like twice our age, so I don't see them climbing over fences to get in.
You living in the senior community?
We're in Florida, bro.
Oh, that's true. Nice. Keep forgetting you're down in Florida.
But then you got to all come up to Canada here, where we've had everything from a hailstorm to 3 days of -2 to 32 degrees to snow all in the same week. Our summer,
wow.
I'm going to call it global warming if you want, because it's June is a crapshoot. You basically in June have this theory that who knows what it's going to do, because it will change every 5 minutes. You could wake up and there's snow on the ground, and by 2 o'clock that afternoon, it's 32 degrees.
What part of Canada are you in? Are you getting all those wildfires and stuff?
We're up in Alberta.
Just killing us all with them.
I was about 2.5, 3 hours from the nearest wildfire.
Okay.
Is the smoke bad up there, or is it all just coming down here?
There's days where it's really bad. It's kind of depends on which way the wind is blowing.
Mm-hmm.
If we used to be able to keep our window open at night, but for the most part, if you keep your windows open now, it just kind of smells like campfire everywhere.
I love this smell.
Yeah.
It is
That's
a great smell, but in your house, not so much.
And it doesn't go away for months, then it does get a little old.
Yeah, I guess.
So what are you guys cooking on in the backyard? I'm a Blackstone and a traditional propane grill person myself.
Ribeye steak.
Yeah. Wait, just regular propane grill or like charcoal smoker?
We're on natural gas
Okay.
for the outside kitchen.
Nice.
I love a charcoal grill, but yeah, just convenience of 4 kids. Gas is just easier.
You don't have to wait. Just
Gas is the way to
fire it
go for
on.
sure.
Yeah. Not directly in.
You guys like gourmet burgers on the barbecue? Or are you just going basic, regular cheeseburgers on the barbecue?
Cheeseburgers.
It doesn't. Yeah, the burger type doesn't bother me, but you gotta hand make the patties. I'm not about. I'm not about the store bought patties.
Costco grass-fed ground, beautiful.
Are they fresh at least? Not frozen
they're
hockey
frozen, but
pucks?
they're beautiful.
Oh,
One of the
boy.
best burgers you taste.
So
See, I like to put blue cheese. I get crumbled blue cheese and put it inside the beef and grill it that way. So good.
Until you've had organic chicken burgers, like straight off the farm pressed chicken burgers.
chicken burger.
Yeah. That
Never
one,
had that.
Problem with
They
chicken
have to be-
burgers is there's no red meat in them.
but there's a difference between like processed chicken that you're buying from the store, and if you can get chicken, like chicken burgers from a farmer, there's nothing. Oh,
But imagine,
I'm gonna have to Google
Ribeye
this. I've never
steak.
seen or heard of a chicken burger.
really?
Yeah, not a burger.
I haven't
I mean,
either.
I've seen like
oh,
chicken
Christ,
breast on a
Yeah.
bun, but not like a ground chicken burger. I've seen ground turkey. That's pretty common around here, but not like ground chicken.
Ground turkey's disgusting. You're an animal if you eat ground turkey.
No, I don't need it. I'm just
Oh.
saying it's available. That's funny.
If you're gonna eat ground turkey, you might as well start eating those veggie burgers or tofu burgers.
Tofu. No, my
Never
buddy
tried
that I
tofu.
was roommates with for a little while was vegan, and he ate he was like big into tofu. I could never cook the shit right, but when he cooked it, it was like if I didn't know it was tofu like beforehand, I might not have guessed it was tofu. I don't know if I don't know if he's been cooking it so long or the fact that he coated it in sriracha usually. so it's just like sriracha flavored tofu. But yeah, I mean, if you cook it right, it can be pretty good. There was we used to have a vegan like Asian buffet, and so they'd have like the typical like Asian chickens you'd eat with like rice and noodle, like orange chicken and General Tso's, but it was tofu. And if you brought somebody there and they had no clue it was a vegan buffet, I don't think they would have picked out that it was tofu they were eating.
So here's the
Wow.
here's the other really good one that you got to add the experience of doing this to it. Not that I condone it, but I don't know if you guys down in the States are able to do this. Out here, I live real close to some local corn fields. So you can run down to the cornfield, peel off half a dozen cobs of corn, and have fresh off the root corn right from the field. Not that I condone stealing the corn from the farmers.
Stealing from farmers.
But-
What?
No, we can buy it in the husk around here. I mean, if you went out to the rural area, I bet you could find a place that sells it like right out of the field. But the best we can do in the grocery store is like still wrapped in the husk.
Well, I figure they're not going to miss a couple when there's 100 acres of corn there.
You go knock on their door and ask them that.
Yeah.
Trust me, if they catch you doing it, they feel real different about it.
Well, there you go.
So, hey, Nick, you said you cook steak on your Blackstone. Do you do a full cook or just the sear, or what do you do?
I have not. Since I used to do them on the grill, on the propane grill. Love doing them on there.
Yeah.
But since I've got the Blackstone, I have not done steaks on that. I've done kebabs on there now, but I haven't cooked a full ribeye on there yet. But from what I gather,
a good way to do it.
Do what now?
I just haven't found a good way to do it. I get a really good sear, but to try to get like just a finished cook, it just ends up creating like a really heavy, thick crust on the outside.
You got to get the warming tray. Have you seen those?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. So Blackstone makes this little tray. It's like, I don't know. The one I have from Blackstone, it extends to be, I think my Blackstone's 28 inches. And it'll extend almost the full way, but it's about 6 inches deep. It extends that long, and it sits about maybe 3 inches off the Blackstone. Okay. And so if I'm like trying to get a char or a sear on anything like pork chops I've done, I'll sear them and then you set them up on that to cook. But I also have a lid on my Blackstone. Okay. So if you don't have the lid, that might be a little different too.
Sure. Yeah, I've just been moving it over to my actual propane grill afterwards to do the finished cook.
I mean,
get the sear.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the sear you get off the Blackstone.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
Have any of you guys ventured into the land of smokers?
Man, that green egg, that's gnawing at me, man.
Is it?
Seeing it everywhere, and I don't know, it just looks amazing.
That price tag kills me, though, man. It just looks so simple. That I'm like, why is this thing so expensive?
What did he smoke like? Cheese, goat cheese, or something. I don't even know what it was. It was the freaking most amazing thing I'd ever tasted.
Yeah.
I was like, for how simple it is, there's so much versatility to what you can do, and the flavors that come out of it, man.
I don't know. Our neighbor that moved away a couple years ago, he had a green egg, and he would, I swear, every weekend, if not multiple times a week, he was out there smoking something. It always smells so good. Like he did one Thanksgiving, I was like, hey, what are you smoking? And he was doing a test turkey because he had never done one before. So a few days before Thanksgiving, he threw a smaller turkey on there to test it out and get everything right. But he loved that thing, man. He was always on it. But I can't.
The best that I think you can put in a smoker is fresh salmon. If you can make some good quality smoked salmon or candied smoked salmon, there is not much better.
I've done it. I haven't smoked it, but I've cooked it on like a cedar plank in the oven. I baked it, and it turned out pretty good with the cedar wood. But I haven't smoked it.
Oh, a good long.
I have an electric smoker that I've smoked trout on, and it came out really, really good.
Nice.
But it was like I had it on there for like 3 hours or something, 4 hours, something for fish. It seemed like a long time.
My buddy gave me one of those hand-me-down like kettle electric smokers, but it had like so many leaks in it. I practically like wrapped the thing in aluminum foil to seal it up, and the coil started dying. So anything I smoked, it took like an eternity. But I've been eyeballing a couple of the like automatic pellet smokers. I really want the one of those gas pellet combos, but those are pricey as hell too.
Electric ones that you get.
Do what?
You get these electric ones.
What about them?
What are your thoughts on those? Are they any good?
I mean, if you get one of the good ones, like one of the good cabinet ones that has a good seal to it, that has more than one element in it, those ones are pretty nice. I think this thing was probably new. He probably got it for like $60 at Walmart or something. So it was not high quality, but I've heard really good things about the nicer electric one.
It's just
I gotta ask you guys, are you the kind of guys who, if you're gonna pull out the barbecue and have that enjoy also being able to look out at your yard and it being pristine? Like when it comes to being outdoors, is it all about your barbecue, or does your yard have to be pretty pristine as well?
I always cut the grass like hours before people come over, so it's got the nice diamond pattern.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't get diamond pass?
You got to do multi-passes, man. Mulch it up good.
I'll just make sure the dog crap.
I got a roller. I got a roller on the back of it to help lay the grass down nicely.
I'm right there with you, Nick.
Yeah.
You got to have nice smooth lines. You got to have the nice crisp, like perfect edges.
Yeah, you got to edge. Yeah. I hate that when somebody has like a really nice looking lawn, but then you look at the sidewalk and the driveway edges, and it's just.
I got a warning from my HOA about edging, so I had to do a quick hustle to get edging on my the garden. I don't look at edges ever, and until I got this warning letter in the mail from the HOA saying, "Hey, you're gonna do edging." I'm like, oh crap!
Dang.
Whoa.
That's why I could never do HOA.
Since got that warning letter, suddenly all I look at is edging. I'm like, shit, that looks good. It's like, damn.
Do you use the weed whacker or an actual edger, like a blade edger?
I use the weed whacker and the corner lot, so like it's freaking long, man. And I neighbor saw me like dying, and he came out with the proper edger of the metal plates.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm so grateful for that neighbor.
Yeah,
made my life here so much easier.
Yeah,
there is worse than having that neighbor with the perfect lawn and having to match it, because if your neighbor's lawn looks pristine and yours looks like crap, it's even worse.
Nah, I don't care. I don't want it to look like I got a beat up old car rusting in the backyard kind of thing. But I want it to look nice, but I don't care about the guy who lent me the edger, it looked like he had gone there with freaking nail clippers and cut the side of the grass.
If you've got a bad edge and you hit it once with one of those nice metal edgers, it's super easy to like maintain with the weed whacker after that.
Yeah.
I just saw a video a little while ago about a dude. He was edging his lawn with a Sawzall.
Oh,
and yeah, it works, but different.
I've seen people do similar with a power washer. They just go right down the edge of the sidewalk with a power washer and blast the slot into the lawn.
Yeah, man, it gets the job done.
Yeah. No, my neighborhood is a mix. It's like 50% people that genuinely care about how their lawn and their like front garden beds and stuff look, and then 50% where it's just like weed city and they don't care. They just hack it every week.
I won't stay in the HOA community again. Like I'm definitely like, we had a neighbor come over to warn us about the edging because she'd seen the HOA lady walk around property taking photos.
Oh, jeez.
Like, get out of here. Just knock on my door and tell me to clean it up.
Got nothing better to do.
To walk around taking photos, I'm like, nah, that's not how I want to live. So
that's
the last HOA place I stay in.
My neighbor can't even see my lawn.
You what? You can't see your lawn?
No, we're on all of the properties in our area. We're rural, and it's 5 acres or more. So there's you can't.
Yeah, you ain't mowing that shit every week.
No, definitely not. And mine's mostly trees, so it's
like pasture grass and trees
and stuff. Yeah, I've got a patch of grass, and the rest is a ton of trees.
That's our dream property, is somewhere rural.
I feel like I'm living with HOA people because my whole block is mostly, I'm going to say, elderly, older people who have too much time and pristine lawns. So you can pick out my house because you go down the lane of perfect manicured lawns and green lawns. And then there's our house that sticks out with the halfway okay lawn, dying grass. And then the neighbor's lawn is green and pristine. And it almost drives me nuts, but I just don't have the time to keep up with those folks. I can't make it green like they can.
It's a lot of work, man. And it costs a pretty penny to keep it. Like the chemicals, the right chemicals to use, and all the fertilizer. And then what kind of grass do you have fescue up there?
I don't know what kind of grass it is. It's brown.
Well, damn. Well,
it's kind of green.
I mean, we have it down here, so
I was today years old when I learned that there's different kinds of grass.
Oh, there's so many different kinds, and so the kind we have, it's fescue, and it doesn't. Some grasses basically like reproduce, and they'll extend little arms and kind of fill in dead patches on their own, but fescue doesn't do that. So part of maintaining that is every fall you have to come through with a core aerator that punches thousands of little holes in the ground, and then you have to throw some seed down and water the shit out of it, and it comes up and it kind of does its thing underground through the winter, and then in the spring it, you got a big full lawn again. But if you don't do it every year, it'll just die out. You'll have dead patches everywhere. I mean, it's a definitely a labor of love if you keep after it after yourself. Because that's just that's the grass in the growing region we're in is fescue. I mean, it handles the winter really well. If you water it regularly, it does pretty darn well in the summer. And it can also take a lot of traffic. So if you got people in your yard all the time and shit. But yeah, keeping up with it and keeping the weeds out of it it's definitely can be a pain in the ass. I don't know why, but I just like doing lawn stuff. I think I just like being outside.
When you
try to keep your lawn with 2 big dogs.
Yeah, no, my dog stays in the house. She's old. She's coming up on 16 years old, so she has trouble on steps. So and it's too damn hot in the summer, so she just keeps her butt inside.
My dogs are digging, man.
Digging?
I didn't start digging until I started walking them. It was when I started walking them, it was like, oh, you mean there's something outside of this yard that we live in? And after that, they just started digging. And I was like, come on.
Oh, man.
And
nice.
It's driving me crazy. But now we can do the 2 later.
I was gonna say, so we talked about what we're grilling on. What are your go-to adult beverages for the summer?
We're in margarita season at the moment.
Margarita season. I don't know. I don't do much liquor, so I typically lean towards IPAs, and then for my wife. So we did the Mother's Day thing. I actually made them all the ladies some sangria, which was it was kind of weird. I actually had a sip, and it was all right, but it was
so it totally.
Go ahead.
It absolutely depends on the time of day, the weather outside, and the budget. So if it's a super hot day and I'm doing yard work or midday having a barbecue outside, then we go for a nice cold beer. I'm really not picky. It can be cheap beer. It can be expensive beer. That's all about budget and what I feel like. If it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're sitting outside around the fire
in the morning,
and I'm going to go for a bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine. All right.
Very cool.
I drink reds, but my wife only drinks whites. So I don't buy wine very often because the reds I like get expensive as shit.
Good cheap bottle of wine is the way to go. I'm a sucker for a cheap bottle of wine.
That's good for you, man.
Oh, well,
in moderation, like everything else, but
I mean, define moderation.
Ounce for ounce, I feel like it's a million times better than beer or straight liquor.
Mine's good. I'm definitely more of a lager guy. I think the world's changed where you go more IPA, and we went to some brewery somewhere else what kind of lager they had, and they just gave me such a dirty look. Like, what kind of human being are you?
Yeah.
Lagers,
I don't like the IPAs. I've never been partial to the IPAs. There's too much of a fruitiness or something to them that just doesn't work for me.
They're too strong.
It used to be straight up when you ordered an IPA, you knew the flavor profile you were getting. Now there's hazy IPAs, triple IPAs, 90-minute IPAs, and then you got all the crazy fruity, weird IPAs. And I've kind of stopped. There's a few that I really like that I still drink, but I've kind of moved back onto the lager side because of that. Because I just got tired of ordering one, and it was not even close to what I was expecting an IPA to be.
How do you guys feel about any of the flavored vodkas? I don't know if you have them down there, but we have you can get a cream soda vodka or a root beer vodka, or one of my really terrible but favorites is a creamsicle vodka.
Who makes
And
that? Is it like a big producer?
Once I got out of my teens, I stopped that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start fighting
But they
people when I
taste
drink
so
straight
good.
liquor.
Like I will admit the root beer ones, they have a Hires root beer vodka thing,
Never
and
even
it
heard.
tastes just like an A&W root beer with a bit of vodka, with a lot of vodka, really. They're like 15% alcohol or something, so they're kind of, I wouldn't call them massively alcoholic, but they're up there. But they taste bloody good.
We sent a guy at work a few weeks back. Like every week we do like we don't do it every week, but we're supposed to do like a wine and cheese office event or like a beer and whatever event. And so we sent this younger guy in our office to run to the ABC store and the beer store. And one of the guys I work with was like, yeah, get a bottle of Grey Goose. And so he goes and he comes back and he's like, yeah, everything's in the fridge. And so the guy goes to get the bottle of Grey Goose. He pulls it out. It's like Grey Goose lemon or something like that. And he's like, what is this garbage? Like, I wanted straight up Grey Goose. And I was like, I didn't even know they made a lemon Grey Goose. Grey Goose was Grey Goose, I thought. So everybody's like jumping on the flavor train. In the can, you can get like the Moscow Mules in the can now, and you got Smirnoff flavored drinks. You got who else?
There's a million.
Yeah, it's like everybody jumped
Choose a
on that.
hard.
Huh?
If you had to choose a hard liquor and you had to get a bottle of hard liquor, what's your go-to hard liquor?
Tequila.
Makers.
Oh. I would have been Crown Royal or what's the cinnamon one? It's real
Fireball?
popular.
Fireball.
Fireball.
I
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that. Oof.
Friend of ours. Yeah, he
Tequila,
got me into that a while back.
It's like chewing on a mouthful of those Fireballs.
It is.
Oh,
We drank
were talking about-
Goldschlager back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So we
Yep.
thought we were high class because of the gold flakes in it.
That was probably about the time of Zima too.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
The
jeez. Yeah.
weird ones.
Yeah.
To refresh, because Fireballs is like you get those little miniatures and they're like 50 cents a freaking bottle here.
Yeah.
So you go get a bottle of tequila and margarita mix and they got like 10 Fireball miniatures for like $5. You're like,
Yeah, they've got in
Those
the
little
beer coolers on the doors, they've got like a little holder suction cupped on the inside, and it's those multi-packs of Fireball.
I have to laugh because I've got an entire cabinet full of unopened hard liquors and different alcohols because apparently when you're a garbage man, for years everybody thinks all garbage men are alcoholics, and at Christmas everybody puts out a different bottle of alcohol or a case of beer. So
Oh wow.
like I have these giant different flavors of Fireball and whiskeys and rums, and some stuff I've tried just because you got to try it because it's so obscure. But there's stuff sitting in that cupboard that I don't know if I'd even open because I'm scared of it.
I just say, man, I don't know if I'd open any bottle left by a stranger.
Yeah.
I got chronic trust issues. I'd be like, nah,
That's how you tip the garbage man, apparently, though.
please, no.
I had a friend of mine give me. He was in I think Japan. I think that's where he bought it. But he brought back one of those bottles of hard liquor that had a cobra head in it or some kind of snake head in it.
That's
All
funny.
that stuff. He didn't. His wife wouldn't let him keep it at his house, so he gave it to me. So I had it for probably 15 years. Or they had a cork and it finally went bad. But
We had
But,
fun. On that same line, when we were kids at our old house, my dad had a bar, and he'd have like buddies over to play poker and stuff. And I think he bought them as like a gag gift or something, but he had little tequila lollipop sucker things that had like a worm in them.
Like mezcal.
Yeah, I never saw anyone eat it, but he'd always pull it out and show it to somebody, and everybody'd be like,
I
"No,
got my
I'm
brother
not
on
touching
his
that."
21st. My dad had a bottle of mezcal in his liquor cabinet that had the worm at the bottom. And it was my brother's 21st, and he was big into wine. And I knew I could never get him to drink the worm out of the mezcal bottle. So I think I challenged him to down that. I'm his little brother, so like he's not going to turn down a challenge. And I pulvered out the worm from the mezcal bottle and dropped it in his red wine without him knowing.
Nice.
He drank that thing and took the worm down, and he knew as soon as he did it. He was just like, "You bastard!"
Oh yeah. I had mezcal once I was in Taos there was a film festival there, and they had brought up this family from Mexico that had their own like mezcal they've been making for a long, long time, and they brought up this special recipe, and they were serving it there at some party or whatever that I lucked into, but man, that stuff was like drinking liquid smoke. I've never had anything like that. It was just like pouring smoke down the back of your throat. It was crazy.
Have you ever had something called? Have you ever had something called? I think it's absinthe. Oh God, what? Absinthe or whatever. It's literally like I had a friend of mine try to convince me to drink some of that. It was like gasoline. It was
like black licorice with gasoline.
You got to pour it in the sugar cube and light it and do the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then it's
but you can't buy the legit stuff in the U.S. though. It doesn't have the wormwood in it that makes you like trip balls or whatever the legit stuff's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what mushrooms are for.
I was gonna say, have you guys had moonshine, like legit moonshine? Yep.
Absolutely.
None of this old smoky store-bought stuff. I'm talking like guy sells it to you at a truck stop moonshine.
One time.
Yeah.
Excuse the Afrikaans coming through, but it's called Witblits, die boerendop wat lekker skop, which basically means the farm drink that really kicks. And
nice.
I guess the equivalent of moonshine, it was just this white, clear, hard ass liquor that you just had a shot of that and you were.
Where was that? Where'd you get that?
In South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Witblits is like white lightning, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, in the mountains. Oh, white lightning.
Yep.
That's funny.
Things we do when we're young, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of things we do when you have something on this topic, because I was about to roll us to another one.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of things we did when we were younger, anyone have any interesting summer jobs that they found themselves working?
I was pretty boring, man. I washed cars and did that sort of thing. Probably the weirdest job I ever had. I had to get dressed up as Vinny, the biker mouse from Mars. Something like that. And the problem is I'm a big guy and you put this costume and you can't see like all around. And because I'm tall, I'd start walking, I wouldn't see the little kids, and I'd just start walking, knocking off the kids on my side to get removed from.
That's funny, not funny. My main summer gigs were, let's see, I cut lawns for a while. My dad had gotten a trailer. And so I'd take his little trailer around and cut lawns for the elderly women at the church and stuff and make absolutely hardly any money. And then after that, I started working at one of the YMCAs by us had an indoor rock wall. So my buddy's mom was a manager there and he got me a job there and we'd do like kids parties. Like groups of kids would come in and climb the rock wall and it was absolutely miserable when the kids were there. It was just yeah, it was just chaos and trying to make sure the kids don't kill themselves. But when the kids weren't there, I mean, we could goof off and do whatever we wanted, climb all day. So that was a pretty chill job. But I don't have any crazy summer jobs.
My summer jobs when I was younger all contained loading trailers of hay. Basically, from usually May to about June, July, sometimes into August, it was all hay season. So you're loading tractors and trailers and you're out there baling and kicking the bale. I basically went from being young enough to sit on the tractor and keep it steering straight to loading the back of the trailer 15 high and hiring a crew. I basically was always the kid that, from a young age of you either drive the tractor and keep it straight so dad can load it to the younger kid moves into the seat. And as you get older, you move to the stacker, to the thrower, to the guy drinking beer.
Okay. I was going to say, you should be moving to the easier job when you get older.
Yeah.
Oh, eventually.
The beer part sounds fun.
It does until you've got a bunch of guys that have had way too much to drink and see how far and how high they can stack the hay until you realize it's not going to go in the barn because you stacked it too high, or it's so unsecure and so wobbly because you can't stack straight if you tried.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a few times where you realize everyone's had a little bit too much to drink because the load starts getting this tilt to like the left, and by the top of the level, you go, oh, we got to restack this whole thing. It's not going anywhere without falling over.
That's funny.
Yeah, I just worked in a pet store usually in high school. That's my whole high school. Every summer weekends was working in a pet store, which was both very cool and also there's always, I mean, if you've worked retail, I think anybody who has knows you know your customers are absolutely fantastic, but there's a small portion of them that you just have to wonder how they actually get out of bed every day. You know, I mean,
Nice.
Pretty much.
yeah.
So in South Africa, our summer is in December, January. So like it's equivalent to where we were living. It was about 95 to 100 degrees.
Wow.
But my dad had a steakhouse, so we'd be helping clear tables and, you know, run around after servers, cleaning up after them kind of thing, doing the thing during school holidays. Because that's our longest break is our summer is about 6 weeks. Over December, January, so you get sort of Christmas and all that. And then we just work at my dad's steakhouse, and you'd work a whole night, a whole day, and you get like $2,000, which is equivalent of like 20 US cents now.
Oh,
So it's
jeez.
nothing.
Oh wow.
But when you're 10, it's like, man,
Yeah.
like God. Like one comic book. That was it.
That's crazy.
Imagine the value changes over time.
Nice.
I want to see what my kids do for their summer jobs. I can't wait till they're doing summer jobs because they're on summer break now, and it's like,
Yep. My oldest is out of the house now, but my youngest is just about to get his license, and he wants to get a job. And when my oldest got his job, man, when he learned he could make his own money, holy cow! Like the world just lit up for him. It was a completely different world at that point. And now my younger, he can't wait to do it, but he probably won't be able to drive until the fall. So he's a little bummed. He'd like to be out cruising over the summer for sure.
I'm years away from that place, man. Cannot
Hey
wait.
guys, the joys of having a family and the joys of life is I have to make an emergency run away. My dog is puking everywhere, apparently. I don't know what she's eaten, but I got to go deal with a puking dog. So I'm really sorry to bail.
I got survival
great-
finished.
Yeah.
My puking everywhere in the kitchen. I went
Right, kitchen's not cops.
freaking out the dog's puking. So I got to go deal with the dog.
All right.
Later, bye.
Good old Brian.
Yep.
So what you guys got any cool vacationing summer plans?
No, we just bought a flip. So we're literally we pack Legos in the car and we take our two boys because our two babies go to daycare, and we take our two boys with in the car and start tearing apart this flip to get it in better shape. So our summer's working all the way through, and our boys are going to learn some new skills outside of video gaming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got to put them to work.
Yeah, got to earn that screen time.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's you guys.
we're headed down to North Carolina, down to the Outer Banks here at the end of the month. We've
fishing?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to charter a boat. I'm waiting. That shit's expensive, so I'm waiting for the kids to get a little bit older before I try and do anything like that. But I'll definitely do some surf fishing, maybe some pier fishing, for sure. But we've been heading down there since I think since I was born. We've been going down. So we go down with my mom and my sister and her husband and their two kids, and then we all go down. And we've been the past couple of years we've been staying right on the beach, which is really nice because you don't have to lug 9 million pounds of kids' toys, back and forth to the beach house this far. So that's pretty been pretty chill, but it's been, I mean, it's way different down there now than it was when we were kids. Totally different environment. Totally. I don't know if you ever saw that show, The Outer Banks, which created this weird, it created this weird flock of people that were expecting it to be like that there, and it is nothing like that show there. I forget where that show was recorded. Entirely different state, I believe. But since that show came out, there's been some interesting people going down there for vacation. It's kind of changed it, but we still make the best out of it.
Sweet. Yeah, we're not going to do a summer vacation. We're going to do it in the fall sometime. And then, so for this summer, I'm going to end up doing a lot of work. We got my youngest, he needs his car to drive since he's getting of age. And so he likes the old Toyota MR2s, like the 87s.
The old mid-engine.
Yeah, exactly. So we got him one of those. And so I'm fixing it up, or we're fixing it up right now. So it'll be ready for him. But so that's going to be most of I'm learning in the process of learning body work. For a nerd, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone for sure.
Nice.
So doing some extra work on a car that I've not done before. So it'll be challenging and interesting. Probably banging my head against the wall for most of the summer. But
they weren't quite as complicated back then. So
no.
But body work scares me. I'll get into an engine or a transmission and fool around, but body work, I'm just.
Yeah, I replaced most of the panels, just replace them what I could find, but the car's old enough that there's like the right rear quarter, it's got a dent that's going to have to come out. So that's what I'm working on now. But so it's in pretty decent shape. It's not too bad. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely all about the outsourcing on that shit.
Well, honestly, I was. I mean, it's crazy how expensive painting cars is here. And in California, I guess we've got some, like everything has the gas, everything has to be special here. So like the paint is just ridiculously expensive. And I got a quote. Those cars are tiny. Go to these body shops. Most places won't touch it because they all want to only do insurance work. And then the one place that finally I got a quote from that said they would do it, they want $12,000 to do the body work. And yeah, I mean that's more than double what we paid for the car itself.
Get it wrapped.
Yeah.
It's so much
we
cheaper.
may end up having to go that route.
Yeah. Or find like Bob's Painting, like some guy out of his garage that like has some good vouchers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not trying to make a show car, there's some guys that can do some incredible stuff that like work out of personal garages and stuff.
Yeah.
Or give your kid a couple cans of spray paint.
Yeah.
Get creative, buddy.
Just wing it.
YOLO. First one. Make it memorable.
I don't know. These things there's so few of them around. I feel like it's almost like we're obligated now to treat it right and keep it around for a while. It's crazy how hard it is just to find parts for it.
I was going to say, when you said it, I was like, damn, I have not even seen one of those on the road in a while.
Oh yeah, we take it out and it's like everybody will stop us and talk to us.
I mean, they're cool little cars.
It's such an unusual car to see. Yeah. And I tell you what, it's the funnest car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
It's just, it handles like a go-kart on the road. It's crazy.
That's why when I see those, I don't know why, but I think of Mario Kart every time I see one. Because it's just like, it's so interesting looking. There's nothing, I mean, maybe the older, who makes the Spider? The older, like Honda Spider, I think it was, or the S2000s. They kind of had a similar, like, small, stocky body like that. But, yeah, the MR2s are they definitely turn heads when you see one.
Yeah, they're different.
It's like I saw older Acura NSX the other day on the road. And I was like, man, that's a sweet car.
Yep.
Sweet car. I love that older stuff. And, like, the old the GT3000s and the Nissan, the old twin-turbo 300Zs. Those were super cool.
Yep.
That was like in high school, I'd buy like the Ricer magazines and just look at like souped up Nissans and Hondas. So I was like, that's going to be me one day.
Oh, yeah.
But no, now I've owned, every car I've owned has been an SUV.
Oh, wow.
I take that back. I did have a Mazda Speed 3 was before. Now I have a Dodge Durango Citadel, which is cool. I like it. my wife got when she got her new car. She bought she just got a new RAV4 hybrid. So she had a Mazda CX-9 before that. So she had the like family carton mobile. But since she travels so much, she's like, I'm getting the small car this time, and you got to get the big 3-seater SUV. So now I'm driving this giant boat around. But
Nice.
yeah,
I like the older.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, nowadays I had for a while I had one of those it was the Hummer H2s, but gas got so expensive out here. I was spending $750 a month in gas just commuting back and forth to work, and I was finally like, yeah, it's not worth it.
What are you driving?
Jeez.
I had 22 miles each way each day. So I wasn't driving a lot, but
Yeah.
I also have a lead foot. I have a lead foot, so I was part of the problem. So
yeah,
I mean a Hummer. I mean that thing's gonna chew gas like none other.
yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, mine. I have the V6. You could get it in V6, V8, and I really wanted the V8, but I just couldn't find one in the price range when I was looking to buy one. So I got the V6, and I'm kind of glad I did because I'm the same way. I drive with a lead foot, so I'd be getting like 12 miles to the gallon everywhere I went if I got the V8. Which gas is only, I think today I paid like $3.29 here. You're probably double that over there, at least.
I think I put some in today at the cheapest gas station. It was $4.60 a gallon.
Jeez, that's still.
God, I miss the West Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast. Yes.
Oh, I hate it. It's crazy. It's so dang expensive. We had some time earlier this year where it was like $6, $6.20 a gallon.
Wow.
Yeah, when we were in Washington, I think the worst it got to was about $5.50 about a year ago. And then we got to Florida. It was like $1.50 cheaper.
Yeah.
At least.
I think we got up to like $4.70 at one point, I think was our high. But yeah, geez, I can't imagine paying that for gas.
We got a Chev Suburban, and I filled it up. The one time it was about $140 to fill it up, and I was like, "What?"
So they got like a 24-gallon tank or something.
It's a big tank, but it's just nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like, with what I do, I drive a lot. So some months I was driving 2,000 miles. Like I don't pay $140 a gallon.
Yeah.
So now it's like here it's about $80 to $90 a gallon to fill it up. So it's dropped dramatically from what it was. Still not perfect, but with 4 kids, the big car is helpful. So.
I heard that door. Is your dog throwing up? Speaking of summer drinks, what's that?
Peter.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
I actually messaged my wife like 45 minutes ago. I'm like, hey, honey, do you mind like grabbing a drink when you're up? She just saw the message. And I was like, oh shit, sorry.
Nice.
It's all good.
That's great.
That's cool.
All right, gents.
Is it that time? We calling it?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yes.
We'll
right,
take a drink break.
There you go. My Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I got this liquid death.
Liquid death.
Why is it blurring it out? Is it blurring it out? That's weird.
Yeah, it did on mine too.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, because I'm not in the same plane. Yeah, there we go. I was like, that's weird. Yeah, this flavored water stuff. It's really good, but it's like $15 for a pack of 8 of them, which is more than beer, which is absurd. So, all right, gang. Well, again, thank you guys for sticking around, chatting with us. Like, subscribe, join the Facebook group, and let us know about what you think about the episode in the comments below. Thanks.
See you next week.
See ya.
Talk to you later.